We worked in a collaborative work method like hell, all the way through pandemic. We worked whenever we found a place and could work. We are very flexible people. We made an epic 1 hour 45-minute contemporary musical with 10 performers. It is ready to go and explore various contexts, from an opera house to green grass in the front or in the back of any house, from industrial remains to future buildings, or just a black box or a culture house in a small village.
LAUKKU is an international interdisciplinary artists group, working in a decentralized way, engaging in community and social work, exploring new contexts, bringing contemporary arts to remote areas. LAUKKU is like a yeast, all over the cultural dough of the life of villages, forests and small towns, boosting the organic growth of regional cultural formations, criteria, critique, research and institutional rhizomes. A musical voice from Bel Etage is created by LAUKKU-minded people who have gotten big awards also in big institutions. 3 female contemporary dance artists, a female dramaturg, a female visual artist, a feminist-friendly male composer, 5 musicians, a composer met when experimented together of academic music contexts.
We are curious about feminism, hierarchy in arts, and why so few women composed operas in Latvia. Why nobody knows about them. So we took off the suits and dresses and worked together.
The musical voice from Bel Etage uses only documental materials in the creation of content and text material. Periodicals, official documents, statistics, publicly available interviews, monologues and dialogues, etc. They are knit together focusing on 3 feminist stories, ending with 3 types of suicides.
The suicide of one of the British suffragettes, Emily Davison, most likely killed by accident when trying to make a strong statement by putting a votes for women's scarf on the neck of King's horse galloping in full speed.
A suicide of the first Latvian female composer whose opera got staged and then criticized down to earth by men experts linked to the Soviet power. Thompson did not commit actual suicide, but became silent. The next article in newspapers published after the negative reviews about the opera is her necrologue.
A suicide of a lead character of the play is used as a basis for the opera of Thompson. Barba is considered to be very poetic Latvian national ideal character of a woman. The play is written by the grand Latvian poet Rainis. His Barba is a young girl who grew up in a dysfunctional family and chose to drown herself as a resistance of being manipulated.
Voice from Bel Etage got met its audience in 4 different locations already. Some of the feedback from audience.
Much better than chamber music for you at my school, Ali said, 10 years old.
You know, I liked it, and I'm honored to be a sound engineer for this piece. Nikolais, 22 years old.
Women fight and still just carry and carry all the weight. Rudit, 50 years old.
Yeah, a sound from audience when sewing 3 trunks.
The topics covered in the show are topical in Latvia, despite the fact that many deny it. Often the women themselves saying it is a problem of spoiled EU liberals.
LAUKKU is interested to see this work initiative conversation on the equality in arts, while meeting a wider audience in Latvia and abroad, in contrasting places like opera versus open-air stage in the countryside. Can the piece created on Zoom and in the barn without nobody in charge of the process get into the worldwide opera house tour one day?
We are curious to see how it would be perceived by people without knowledge of Latvian cultural history and have a conversation with them. LAUKKU is happy to participate in a feminist art forum.
We are already thinking about the second part of the show, about the soul of a man. To quote Kārlis, horn player of the performance, some residency possibilities would be super helpful, preferably with some masculine vibe, like Hunter's Home or Miner's Bar.
A Voice from Bel Etage have 11 people on tour, fitting in 2 cars and 1 minivan for set design. The artists of the show can build and dismantle the scenography themselves before and after the show. We find collect fallen trees in different forests by ourselves. We collaborate with light technician and sound engineer of the venue, so no extra people on tour. We can set up in 1 day and perform on the same day. If having 3 hours in between the show, can be run also 2 times a day.
No live trees were hard to make a forest.
In fact, women are not talking more than men.